Good morning. It's the Call Flow Radio Show, and you're on the air.
Well, you can be if you give us a call at 434-394-0924. It is your Friday. We're June the 14th already, almost halfway through the month of June. This is Chris Wood. We want to ask you to hold your calls. We do have a special guest in our Francis E. Wood studio here. It is Doug Stanley with the Prince Edward County, well, he's Prince Edward County Administrator. And we welcome Doug again to the WFLO mic.
Good morning, Chris. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, Granddaddy. Doug has some great news for us, two pieces of great news. So we're going to go ahead and this is personal, on the personal level, and we're just going to let Doug tell us what's been happening in his life recently.
Well, our daughter, who lives in Charlottesville, just got married last year. Her and her husband gave birth to our first grandchild on May 23rd. Little baby Jessie is 9 pounds at birth.
Ouch.
Mom and grandson are doing fantastic. Obviously a lot more trips for us up to Charlottesville lately, but it's exciting times.
Yes, it is. Very exciting. And let me tell you, you showed me a picture. He is beautiful, if we can call a little boy beautiful. Not he is. He's just as perfect. He really is. And you have another new addition.
We do. We had this, I'll say, tragic incident here in the county. The same day that my grandson was born. That's why I think we ended up connected to it. But anyway, out at Darlington Heights, someone had tossed 3 kittens in a plastic bag into the trash compactor at our convenience site. And our attendant heard a kitten meowing, went in to investigate. There were 3 kittens in a bag. 2 had passed away, and the third was still alive. And they called Animal Control, and Animal Control came and got the little kitten, little baby Zoe, little gray and white kitten. You probably saw her in the newspaper. Yesterday we adopted her. My son was like, it was the same. Found the same day. Day our grandchild was born. So as of yesterday, we have another member of the family. So little 6-week-old Zoe is.
She's doing well.
She's a handful. Yes, she's doing great.
Oh, that's great. She is cute. Cute as a button. Anyway, cute as a kitten can be, I guess. Okay, so let's get down to some business here. You had your meeting this week.
We did. June 11th, the Board of Supervisors met, and our Vice Chair, Bill Jenkins, covered. Patty Cooper Jones, our chair, was out of town and meeting in Richmond this week, and Bill filled in, did a great job. We had a couple public hearings. First public hearing was Hampton-Sydney College had a request to expand their shooting range operation out of the old Slate Hill property. Slate Hill is the birthplace of Hampton-Sydney College. And they got a special use permit to include expanded activities, including shooting practices, competition events, and outdoor education program activities such as archery, biking, cross-country running, hiking, leadership development, and a nature trail. Their plans are to build a big, pretty sizable clubhouse out there to support their operation. And I think, it's exciting to be able to support our colleges, and Hampton City wants to grow this program and use it as a recruiting tool to bring young men to Hampton City.
Absolutely.
We also approved, interestingly, Nancy Alexander, who is former executive director of Downtown Farmville. She lives right there adjacent to the campus, and she got a special use permit for a short-term tourist rental in part of her home. I think there was an apartment there dating back to the 70s, and she wants to be able to rent it out, say, to parents that are coming to visit their kids in the community.
Yeah.
So, we kind of vet those projects through, and we put some stipulations on there. Nobody under the age of 25 can rent, and no loud partying, those types of things. But it was great to work with Nancy to get approval for that and a new amenity for the Hampton-Sydney area. The board also approved 2 special use permits for solar projects. These were public hearings back in May, and the board had tabled action in order to address some concerns of neighbors and things that were raised at the meeting. That's what I like about our board. They do their homework and ask the right questions. By a 6-2 vote, both permits were approved. One was a 5-megawatt project, or about 50 acres, located off of Miller Lake Road. The other was about an 8-megawatt project located off Taylor Road. So 13 megawatts. They'll generate a little over $18,000 a year once they become operational for Prince Edward County, starting year one. We'll be working on a siting agreement to provide some upfront capital as well for the project. But it's not every location, as I've said before, is appropriate for solar. And in these cases, the property owners and the immediate surrounding neighbors were supportive. These properties were both adjacent to electric transmission line that goes through the area. They're also pretty close to the Piney Grove solar site, which was the first developed in the county. But all of these are, still relatively small from the standpoint. These aren't the 1,000-acre multi-megawatt projects. But CEP Solar, the applicant, has been in the community and working and supporting community agencies, and we're excited to have them as a partner, and I look forward to developing these two projects. Other items, the board heard an economic development report from Chelsea White, our economic development tourism director. Some of the things that she talked about there on page 3. So in the 5 Pillars Meets, that actually the building is up on 5 Pillars. I think their projected completion is August of this year. The Wawa site, the Wawa has finished their pad site. They've turned the building pad over to the building contractor. So here in the next few weeks, you'll start to see the building kind of come out of the ground. So that's exciting stuff. I think they're anticipating completing that project this fall. And the car wash site right next to the Wawa, we've got the building plans in for review, and they finished the pad site, so that'll be starting here as well. Everything is done for the Harbor Freight. They've actually got portions of the metal building sitting there on the site ready to start coming up. We expect them any day now to start construction on that project. Chelsea also reported we had some great news received last week. We got a $442,000 grant from the Tobacco Commission.
Oh my gosh!
And it's wonderful. It's a 50-50 grant, so we match it dollar for dollar. But that grant's going to help us look at road improvements needed for Persimmon Tree Fork Road, which is going to the new HIT Park, the data center site there located just outside town. It'll help us design road improvements, acquire necessary right-of-way, and relocate utilities. There's some phone line and stuff that's in the way. So lots of good things from an economic development standpoint. Ultimately, this will translate to jobs and investment to the community and tax revenue. The board approved our CIP, Comprehensive Capital Improvement Plan, schedule. So every 2 years, we go through the process of updating our capital improvement plan. I reported to the board our current 22-24 plan called for about $55 million in projects, and part of that is like the elementary school and the new animal shelter we're working on. Most of the projects we've actually completed. Things like the new chiller at the courthouse, renovating the courthouse lawn, upgrading the Rice convenience site, just lots of little smaller projects with the bigger projects in process. Right. We're excited. I think the school board's announced they're going to cut the ribbon on their new playground, which the old playground's getting taken out by the building construction. So they're opening the new playground this summer, and we'll also be hopefully breaking ground this fall on the construction of the elementary school renovation. So exciting things there. Our staff met yesterday with the architect and their consultant, Shelter Planners of America, to look at the new animal shelter for Prince Edward County.
This I've not heard about.
So, our current animal shelter is over 50 years old. It's like me. It's got a few years on it. It's just undersized. I think we're, like 10, 11 dog runs, only a little small cat room. We just don't have the capacity to meet the needs of this community. And, luckily we have great partners in Southside, SPCA and Richmond SPCA. So we're able to, I'll say, rehouse and move animals to places where they can be adopted, because what you don't want to get into is the numbers game of having to put animals down to take animals in. Yeah. We want to be a no-kill shelter, which is, you only put animals down that either can't be adopted or have serious health issues. But we need a larger facility to meet the community's needs for the next 50 years. And we're trying to do it right and get our planning done and look at have space for animal control, our animal control officers, as well as operations of the shelter. But, we'll go from, say, 11 dog runs to maybe something like 30 to be able to meet that, not only the current need, but future needs of the community. So lots of good stuff from the capital improvement planning standpoint, but we'll be sending out letters. This will be actually the 24-26 capital improvement plan. We'll be working the next 6 months to develop that and outline for the public the things that we need to make improvements to for the community. The board has authorized the repeal of a 1971 county mobile home ordinance.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
It requires a $2 annual registration fee. I had to laugh that the Commissioner of Revenue's office, they have it's a 4-part carbon form. How the old you would you write on the form and everybody gets a copy, and the $2 doesn't even pay for the form, I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure that.
But it's one of those things that sometimes you have rules in the books, and maybe there was a reason back in 1971.
Yeah, for that.
There's no reason for it today, so we're looking to repeal that and get that off the books. It's kind of, I'll say, it's year-end times. The board approved a number of year-end appropriations. Basically, you've got to shift money around to cover bills you had throughout the year.
That's right.
June 30 is the end of our fiscal year, so we'll diligently be working on cleaning up those items over the next few weeks. One of the exciting things we had at the meeting as well was our new series we call Business Spotlight, where we invite members of our business community to come in and talk about their business. The first one we had back in February was Guy Kellner from Paris Ceramics. This month we had Dan Crawley, President and CEO of Greenfront Furniture, come in and talk about the exciting things that are going on at Greenfront. And, with their 3 locations, it's exciting stuff. You get over 1 million square feet of furniture for sale, right?
Yep.
I think we're all amazed. I think Ken Watts on the board had said, he had run into somebody like coming from Colorado. They were flying in to come look at Greenfront. So it is a huge economic engine for Farmville and
it's a destination, basically.
There you go. It's it's almost like a state park, right?
Yes.
Yeah. People come into town and
I hope they have comfortable shoes.
You got a little bit of walking to do, but luckily you've got great little restaurants and stuff to pop into, and we got great hotels. I'd run into somebody here a few months ago. They said, "Oh yeah, we came down and spent 4 days and 3 nights to look at furniture." So, that's a huge economic impact for the whole community. So, we appreciate Dan being a great partner in the community, and he is very supportive of a number of philanthropic things, including support of Southside SPCA.
That's
so
right. We have the dog of the week, or Greenfront's dog of the week.
Absolutely. I think,
and that's been pretty successful.
Yeah, I think it's it's just helps get the word out about the great animals that are available for adoption for folks. We also Rick Ewing, who is the director of the Central Virginia Regional Library here at Barbara Rose Johns Library here in Farmville, came and gave an update, and part of his update including discussion on their, I'll say, assumption of the Cumberland Library is now part of the system. And it's they had some issues and change over there, and the decision was made to bring them into the fold. And I think that's, in the long run, it's a great opportunity for them. And it also allows for, all Buckingham, the Prince Edward Library, Farmville Library, and Cumberland and also Longwood and Hampton Sydney, all their libraries are tied together. So if you want to
under that umbrella,
under the umbrella,
yeah.
So if you're looking for a book and the other library has it, they can get it to you.
Right.
So it's a well-run organization and provides a great service to this community. One of the things we celebrated was our finance director, Cheryl Stimson, received her Virginia Government Finance Officers Association certification. It's a 10-course program that they have to she has to take that included areas of accounting, budgeting, cash management, debt administration, internal controls, and Virginia law. She completed that program, and we celebrate her. She came on about 2.5 years ago as our finance director, and it's been great to see her grow in the position and take on additional responsibilities. Just a couple other things. We are under construction our next cell at the landfill. That'll be constructed this summer. Once that's completed, we'll have about 12 years of capacity in that cell. So
that's good. Yeah,
it takes care of the immediate future. Of course, the county owns about 500 acres out adjacent around landfill. We got plenty of room to take care of our needs for many, 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 many years to come. But basically, you have to go through the process with DEQ to permit, construct, and open these different cells. But that's underway. We're also working on a wayfinding signage project. You've probably seen the town of Farmville over the last year or so has put in some new signage around its municipal parking lots. It's all, I'll say it's a fancy design, but they're all coordinated, so all the signage looks the same, similar. So part of what we're going to be doing is getting folks that are entering the county, say from 15 north or 460 from the east or west, 15 from the south, get them to destinations. So we'll have signage that is similar in design and style to the towns. It may be slightly different, but people will see that seamless transition to go from coming in all the way down to the granular level of being on Main Street or at the parking lot. So just another great example of the town and county working together. Our portion of the project will be funded in large part by tourism dollars we collect from our lodging venues outside of town limits. So we're excited about that as well. A couple weeks ago, I'm the chairman of the Piedmont Juvenile Detention Center, and I had the opportunity to attend a graduation. We had a young man who is in the center because he has done something to get him there, but he's from Greensville, and we had a graduation ceremony for him because he couldn't attend his high school graduation.
Oh, that's nice.
And we had about 30. We had family members. We had not only Barbara Johnson, our superintendent, but we had the superintendent from Greensville, his home county. There, they had everything from graduation cupcakes that were decorated to lunch provided. But amazing young man. He, in addition to getting his high school diploma, he received platinum level certification on his Work Keys program. That's really about the top 10 or 15% of that program. So he wants to go and go into and find a job, whether it's welding or something using his hands. So we're excited
great
for him, and I've told him. He said, "Look, your whole future is ahead of you. So you got to put what happened in the past behind you, and hopefully get yourself on a good course."
Well, that shows too that people care. And that is a big incentive for him. I would think a big incentive for him as well.
I think so. And we had a lot of the other young offenders that are in the facility where they're in attendance, and hopefully it showed them that, hey, I can achieve that as well.
That's right.
There's an opportunity for me to be successful. Yeah. So it's great when you can celebrate the positives.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
But I think just one of the last things, we're working on our FY 23-24 audit. Again, our fiscal year ends June 30. We're already working with our auditors. They were in doing field work and stuff. It's just part of that annual process that you have to go through. So you're finishing up a budget and doing your audit, and then we'll start back in December working on the budget again. So,
right.
But, reassessment, a lot of folks were in a process here the next few months, wrapping that process up. Our outside contractor, Wampler Eanes, has been in and looking at properties in the community for the last year, and that'll wrap up this fall. And people's property values are in general going up, as everybody can see from looking at the sales. Don't get too excited. The board by law has to equalize the tax rate. Right. Mm-hmm. So, that tax rate will be going down. And we'll have that conversation next spring when we get to the taxing, setting tax rates. But, I think the big thing is, folks, is we want the values need to be fair and equal. Mm-hmm. And I think we've all seen how home prices have skyrocketed over the last few years. But it's part of the process.
It is that. But it's not the saying that what goes up must come down. not when it comes to taxes.
I would say we all want our home values to rise when we get ready to sell it. Otherwise, we want it to be down. But, if anybody has any questions, they can reach out to me at 434-392-8837, 434-392-8837, and I'll be happy to talk to them about the process.
Okay, that sounds great. Is that going to about do it?
I think it about does it.
Well, that was very informative. And if anybody wants to, are these minutes or what it was proposed? Are they online or anything?
They aren't. I mean, obviously, our whole meetings and the minutes, all that stuff's online.
Yeah,
but
online, yeah.
I just say, lastly, I saw Mayor Vincent threw down the gauntlet and wore his T-shirt, so I had to wear my county administrator T-shirt today.
I know, and it's really great. It encompasses everything that a county administrator could run into.
Well, thank you, Chris, and appreciate the opportunity to be here this morning.
Oh, well, we always appreciate it. Look forward to hearing from you and hearing you tell everybody the things that are going on in the county. It's all very positive, and I hope that Zoe, the kitten, I know she's got a good home, and Jesse is just, enjoy.
We'll be glad to share more pictures.
Okay, that would be wonderful. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. That was Doug Stanley. He's the Prince Edward County Super Administrator, and so he's been here and giving us all this wonderful information. And what was the phone number again?
434-392-8837.
8837. Okay, if you have any questions. All right, we're down to the bottom of the hour. So we have our weather forecast coming up for you, and that is brought to you by the Bank of Charlotte County.
Hello, I'm Stuart Wilborn, manager of the Bank of Charlotte County Loan Office in downtown Farmville. I invite you to call or come by and see me about your loan needs. Whether it's time to purchase investment property, build your dream house, expand your business, or purchase timberland or farmland, you will find old school personal assistance with attention to detail. Stop by our office at 216 North Main Street or call us at 391-1136. The Bank of Charlotte County, giving you more for your banking needs. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
The WFLO forecast for Southside and Central Virginia. Lots of sunshine today. We'll see a high of 92 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy. We'll see maybe a 20% chance of some showers or some thunderstorms pop up. Look for a low of 66 degrees. For Saturday, sunny with a high 87. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low of 59. Sunday will be sunny with a high of 88. Sunday night, mostly clear with a low 64. Monday, sunny, a little warmer, high of 91. I think the Muggies come back with those. Monday night, mostly clear with a low 66. And for Tuesday, we'll see sunshine with a high of 94 degrees. I think my tennis ladies are going to want to play at 8 o'clock on Tuesday morning since it's going to be so hot. Anyway, we've got 86% humidity, wind speed from the south around 6 miles per hour. Our barometric pressure is holding steady at 29.95 inches. We do have some partly sunny skies outside. Our current temperature is 70 degrees. That is your weather forecast sponsored by the Bank of Charlotte County with branch locations in Phoenix, Charlotte Courthouse, Brookneal, and their loan office in downtown Farmville. Is it Friday already?
I believe so.
Oh my gosh, it is, and it's time for our birthday calendar brought to you by Terry Atkins Wilson, PC.
The law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, is located at 117 North Main Street in downtown Farmville. With deep roots in Farmville and our surrounding communities, Terry and her legal staff specialize in real estate law, wills and trusts, business formations, and collections. Experience and professionalism are extended to every customer in every case. The needs and concerns of every customer are their primary focus. If you have legal needs, contact the law office of Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, for a consultation at 434-392-1422.
All right, that is the cue for birthdays, anniversaries on this Friday. Of course, we name off the ones for Saturday and Sunday as well, don't we, John?
We do.
Okay, well, let's get to it.
Today is Flag Day.
Is it?
According to this calendar,
It must be.
it is.
I've got to put out my flag then.
All right.
All right.
So celebrating today, June 14th, Friday. Missed Friday the 13th by one day. Hayden Caldwell, Anna Robertson, Sarah Robertson, and those are for today on that list. Let's check our other list. Okay. 14th is also Beth Blaylock's birthday of Farmville.
Okay.
And Steve Glasscock also on the 14th, today celebrating. So I believe that takes care of the ones for today, Friday the 14th. So now we move on to the 15th.
Okay.
Saturday, it's Renee Booker, Lynn Roberts, Kevin Biddle, Amy Green, or it could be Bidle, maybe. B-I-D-D-L-E.
Biddle. B-I-D-D-L-E.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Amy Green, Brianna Ellett, and we have an anniversary on Saturday the 15th. Dean and Teresa Simmons having their anniversary on the 15th. Now let's look at our other list here. Janet Southall having a birthday on the 15th.
Janet. Oh, Janet, you're such a doll down there at Davenport.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, she is. Oh, have a happy birthday.
Yep. All right. So now I believe that takes care of all the ones for the 15th, Saturday. Now Sunday, Father's Day, of course.
Father's Day, that's right.
And we have celebrating Joanne Jones, Debbie Nethery, or Nethery, I think.
I think it's Nethery.
Harper Lee Owen, April Hayes, and Sam Scott all having birthdays on the 16th. Let's now go to our other list and make sure we haven't missed anybody. And according to what I have in front of me, that's the names for today, tomorrow, and the day after that.
And the day after that. Okay. Very good. And tell everybody how they can get those names to us.
You can either call up, of course, 434-394-0924, or you can send names, whether they are birthdays or anniversaries, to WFLO. Birthdays at WFLO.net. Again, birthdays at WFLO.net.
Very good. For the right legal advice, visit Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, on Main Street in Farmville. Can't get that frog to go away on my throat this morning. Ribbit, I know, it's awful. Anyway, okay, so we're done.
It's not easy being green.
All right, let's check out famous birthdays
Okay.
for today as well. Might as well, we're on the subject, right?
Yep.
Okay, singer Boy George
I'll tumble for you.
is 63 today.
All right.
He once competed on the reality TV series I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
Okay.
All right, I thought he would be older than that.
He may be lying about his age.
Kevin McHale turns 36. Now, he was one of only 5 cast members credited with appearing in every episode of Glee.
Aha.
So, yeah. All right. We have actress Lucy Hale, turning 35. She portrayed the Archie comics character Katie Keene, both on Riverdale and her own self-titled show.
All I remember is Betty, Veronica, Jughead, Midge, Moose.
You're doing better than I.
And Archie himself.
All right. Very good.
That's all I remember.
Actor Daryl Sabera turns 32.
Oh, Reggie. How can I forget Reggie?
Oh, okay.
The dark-haired guy that was always the pain and the you-know-what.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Kind
Yes.
of Richie kind of guy.
Yeah, I got you.
Reggie, sorry.
All right, let's see. Who else? Actor Marla Gibbs is 93. Singer Rod Argent of the Zombies and Argent is 79. Singer Janet Lennon of the Lennon Sisters is 78 years old today. Guitarist turned lawyer Barry Melton of Country Joe and The Fish is 77. Actor Will Patton is 70. Jazz bassist Marcus Miller is 65. Actor Taylor Howard of Monk and Two Guys and a Girl is 58. Actor Yasmin Bleeth
Yes.
is 56 today. Actor Faison Love.
Yasmin Bleeth is 56?
Uh-huh.
Holy cow. How'd that happen?
Okay. Yeah, she's 56.
Wow.
Honestly. At least that's what it says here.
No, it's probably right.
Actor Faison Love of The Parenthood is 56. Actor Stephen Wallum of Nurse Jackie is 56 as well. Actor Sullivan Stapleton of Blind Spot is 47. Screenwriter Diablo Cody of Juno is 46. Actor Lawrence St. Victor of The Bold and the Beautiful and Guiding Light is 42 today. Actor Torrance Coombs of Rain and the Tudors is 41. Actor J.R. Martinez of All My Children is 41 today. And singer Jesse Nelson of Little Mix is 33.
Doesn't Steffi Graf have a
she
birthday
has a birthday
today?
today.
Yeah.
Yes, she does.
She ended up marrying...
Agassi.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Andre
Agassi.
Yeah.
That's right. She sure did. Anyway, okay, so that's our birthdays. Our time is 8:40. We do have open lines right now at 434-394-0924.
Do you remember who he was born to? Married to before that? Before Steffi? I do. I was going to see if you do.
I can't really remember.
Brooke Shields, I believe.
That's right. You're right. It was Brooke Shields.
Yeah.
They were married for a period of time.
By the time I got into tennis, Andre was the new guy on the scene. That was when he had that crazy hairdo and he was doing all those commercials and whatnot.
Yeah, I love Andre Agassi. He's really great. And you're right, Steffi Graf does have a birthday
I thought so.
for today.
I saw
She's
it.
54 years old.
I
God, I can't believe it. Anyhow, we'll take a caller here.
All right.
Good morning on the Call Flow Show.
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
I have a question about the parking meters in town. I know that they're upgrading them, okay? I understand that. Now, my special needs son has a handicapped parking sticker. And under the rights and privileges listed, it says that they could park for up to 4 hours in metered or time-restricted spaces without paying a fee, unless it's prohibited by the locality. And I just wonder what their stand is on that.
I don't know. You probably have to talk to the town manager on that.
Yeah.
But I would say if the car has a handicap, sticker or handicap tag or whatever, decal or whatever, I don't know. I would think that it would be.
I would imagine they would adhere to
They would adhere to that law, but I don't
otherwise, unless, like she mentioned, unless that area is prohibited for whatever reason or something like that.
Right.
They'd have to have some sort of signage or something to say that, I would think. Otherwise,
Right.
how would you know?
Because
Well,
they have, parking for 4 hours, time restricted without paying, and then in parentheses they do emphasize unless prohibited by locality.
Right.
And you would have to check with the town manager there.
Okay,
about
and
that.
that is
The town office, yeah. It's in the phone book, Farmville Town
Okay.
Manager. So, yeah.
I was hoping that, you'd have some questions when you had your guest speaker on.
Yes.
And I was going to address it to him because he might have some idea about it.
Well, you can do that. We'll have Mayor...
What we maybe need to start doing is making notes of these types of questions next time we have these people on.
Right. Basically, that's what we need to do. We'll do that.
And I love having you guys back on.
Oh,
Y'all brighten my day. I listen every morning.
Well, thank you for listening.
well, thank you so much. We appreciate you a whole lot.
Okay, and thank you.
And thank you. That was a very good question. And if you call the town manager's office, I believe they can answer your
I
question.
would imagine so.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All
I'll
right.
look in the phone book and give them a call.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Take
Thank
care.
you much.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, that was a good question.
It was a very good question. But, if you have the handicapped, we got one for Francis, and you just put it on your rearview mirror or whatever
Right.
it is. That way, or if there's some kind of signage somewhere, I'm sure that the police or whoever patrols for that type of thing would know the rules.
They would know the rules. The problem, if there is such a thing, I find is what is it? There's a saying, but basically the gist of what I'm getting at is just because you don't know the law doesn't mean they can't enforce it upon you.
Well, yeah.
There's the rub a little bit. Ignorance is not an excuse not to get a ticket or whatever. So in that sense, meaning, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way. What I mean is, even if I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do that. Well, the police officer can easily say, "Well, just because you don't know doesn't make it right."
Yeah, I understand. I understand that.
Yeah, so that's the only part of it that is tricky is to bone up on those types of things as far as whether or not you're like you're talking about those tags that you put in your car or whatever for whatever, But I would think you might get off on a warning, maybe. But that's me guessing, and then nobody wants that.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm sure that they'll have, an answer for her.
Oh yeah.
But anyway,
more so than better than I would. Anyway.
Well, I might mention it when we have the county administrator or the mayor in. Well, the lines will be open to take questions.
Either that, or I'll start maybe jotting down or remind whoever is doing the interviews if it's not me or you or what. Maybe bring up that question or something like that.
But what is embarrassing is if they're calling in talking about something else.
True.
So you got to take that into
well,
consideration.
that and sometimes we've opened up the lines before and nobody calls, so it's kind of like
yeah.
You're darned if you do and darned if you don't. Yeah.
That's right. Anyway, we'll get through it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, the lines are open. 434-394-0924 is the number. And let's go to our history page here. The featured item is from 1940. When on this date in 1940, the first transport of Polish political prisoners arrived at Auschwitz, which became Nazi Germany's largest concentration, extermination, and slave labor camp, where more than 1 million people died. And that was an atrocity.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll go to 2009 now. American baseball coach Phil Jackson won a record-setting 10th NBA championship as the Los Angeles Lakers defeated the Orlando Magic.
Did you say basketball?
Basketball. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did I think baseball?
Did I say baseball?
I don't know.
I might have said baseball.
Or maybe I just, with all the wax in my ear, maybe I heard baseball.
I don't know. Anyway, it's basketball.
Okay.
1982, the surrender of the large Argentine garrison at Port Stanley to the British military concluded the Falkland Islands War, which was fought for the control of the Falkland Islands and its dependencies, territory long disputed by the warring nations.
Nobody
nobody's Falks but mine.
Then you're in Falkland. 1963.
Falking kidding me is what you're doing.
Oh, boy, we could go on with that for a long time.
Yeah.
The manned Soviet spacecraft Vostok 5
There you go.
was launched, and 2 days later, Vostok 6 was sent into orbit carrying cosmonaut Valentina T. Tereshkova, the first woman to travel in space. So that's a pretty big history lesson there. 1940, German forces entered Paris, beginning a 4-year occupation of the French city. 1928, Che Guevara, he was a theoretician and a tactician. Yeah.
Very tactfully put.
Yes, thank you. Of guerrilla warfare, a prominent communist figure in the Cuban Revolution, and a guerrilla leader in South America was born. In 1811, American author Harriet Beecher Stowe, whose novel Uncle Tom's Cabin fueled anti-slavery sentiment and was cited among the causes of the Civil War, was born in Litchfield, Connecticut. Interesting. All right, that's going to do it for our history lesson here. It's now it's 9:48. Our temperature outside, let's check that very quickly for you. It is 73 degrees now. Temperature getting a move on. Looking for a high today of 92. All right, the lines are open at 434-394-0924. And just as I was getting ready to talk about weird city names, we've got another caller. All right. Good morning. You're on the air.
Oh, good morning. Thanks for letting me on the air.
Well, you're very welcome.
Somebody called in yesterday and you guys were talking about burgers.
We were? Okay.
Yeah. At the end of the show.
Uh-huh.
It might have been. Was that the day that Noah was talking about how he likes his soggy sandwiches?
No, this was just yesterday, I think.
Oh, then it wasn't me.
Oh, we were talking about putting ice on the burgers or whatever?
I think I heard that.
Oh, yes, everything. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. And then different types of burgers you guys are talking about.
Oh, cheeses, too. We were talking about cheeses.
Yes. And I'm only calling just because it's so close to, I guess you have a nice burger out anytime on the grill.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one of the best burgers, it's just so simple, but it's just a plain, just American burger.
Mm-hmm.
Lettuce, tomato, American cheese,
mayonnaise,
and a pickle.
Oh,
yes, that's an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't going to say mayo because I think so many are pro or anti-mayo. But yes, just a plain, simple burger.
Mm-hmm. What do you use? What kind of meat do you use? Do you use chuck, or do you use sirloin, or just a regular hamburger meat, or what? Ground beef?
Well, I use the Impossible products. They seem to be the best out of all of the meatless.
Oh, okay, I've got you. That's right, because you are a vegetarian. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those, I've had a meatless burger before, and they taste okay.
Yeah, and they do. It depends on the brand, and with this Impossible, it seems to be pretty close to the best of the burger world.
Okay, other burger world. Okay, I gotcha.
Yes. But they did a good job. Somebody did.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm. So, I wanted to call about that. Do you guys catch in the papers the dog breeder that got busted?
I heard something about it, but I don't remember. What do you remember what the story was exactly?
Well, I guess they were they must be a giant breeding place.
Okay.
And I guess it was just horrible conditions. So they've been through the courts and they just got fined.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess fined, and then, but nothing happened to the people. Fined, and I think there was a $22 million fines for them. Which, what are the chances of them collecting, just say, $22 million from you? You know, pretty darn close to zero.
Hey, I'd say slim and none.
So yes, and then they fine them with this, and nothing's going to happen to them. They get probation. So they abuse these dogs for years, and all they get is probation. You know, somebody's going to take some things away from them, but yeah, like.
Well, if we do it to people that are hurting humans, I can't imagine why the animals would be any different.
I know it needs to be.
I know, but hey, I'm sorry, but if the value of human life is so daggone low, and people can hurt somebody or worse and get off on a technicality or whatever, then I mean, don't get me wrong, I love animals, I love dogs and stuff like that, but I mean, it's almost like welcome to the club. We're all sort of in it together, kind of like the thing with. I'm going to interject this real quick. This is from Donna Van Cleve. She said she called the town. Those with handicap parking tags have to pay at the meters.
Okay.
And there is one free parking space for those with handicap tags, and that would be on the front of the Wells Fargo Bank on Main Street.
Oh, so there is a place for them to park.
Yes, but otherwise
they've got to
they're
pay.
Just like the rest of us. They do not discriminate.
Okay.
And that's how that's how it should be. But I guess the biggest pain would be the actual pain, you know, getting out and jumping the curb and back down, and the money is just.
We're all in it together, folks.
Yes. But I don't know. I just thought that was odd. There needs to be some.
Yeah, I hear what
you're
saying.
Penalty for people.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what law it is, just a penalty.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, I don't want that to happen to me. And as gross as it sounds, I think that if they brought back the whipping post, I'm serious.
I know. It's funny that you went to.
Who wants that?
I thought you were going to go. What was the thing where they would put their hands in their head and it had a sign either above their head or below their head? You know, this is for.
I was thinking
whatever.
the same thing, but I can't think of what the name.
Used to see them in Jamestown and stuff like that when I used to go back in the day.
Yeah.
I think it is a stockade.
Stockade. Maybe.
Yeah, that might be
something
what it is.
Yeah, something like that.
But something like that, and then even that, and just have some rotten produce that you can sell at them. But we need to do something. Jeez.
Nah, we just let people run around and do whatever they want. That seems to be working for us.
Well,
it does, yes. It gives the cops something to do.
Well,
I guess it supports another industry. You know, if they steal from you, then somebody else can, in manufacturing, continue their job, and then the courts continue, and then the police.
Only if you do it to us important government type people, then we'll get on. But until then, let them eat cake.
Well, I think it's a matter of conscious, of your consciousness, of an awareness, being aware of your responsibilities, and being taught, to be more humane and be kind and nice. We've kind of gotten away from that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have a conscience about stuff like that, and greed steps in, and it's about the money and all of that. It just kind of takes over,
Oh yes, no, yes I do. There's no, and I don't want to get on the religious side of it, but I think when religion was removed from this country, pretty much, there's no consequences.
Right.
Remember when you were young? Oh, don't do that, or you're going to hell, or the devil's going to be, and you're like, he's gone. So there's no nobody cares what happens after.
Well,
that's just an opinion.
Yeah, there's so many variables.
Yes.
That this creates the societies that we have. So, you just gotta Well, I don't know. We just need to get back and take time to reflect some instead of, being on these devices all the time and everything. You need to get out there and into the woods and,
Oh, yes.
walk in some grass barefoot, that kind of thing. Get back in touch with nature.
Yeah.
I just want to get back to the hotel.
Oh, you got a sign on the sidewalk, I believe.
Yes,
we do.
And I don't know. I was driving by, and then somebody walked into it. They were doing their phone thing. They walked into it and fell in the streets.
That's how we make a connection with the audience.
No, but I'm joking.
That's not funny. It's pathetic. It's what it is.
Yes, but I could see that.
I was wondering why the sign looked like it had been through something.
Oh my
goodness. I know.
Well, you were witness to that, so I haven't really seen anybody walk into the sign yet, but probably will.
Anyway. Oh,
yeah.
I know. So, I'm leaving Sunday for a week or two.
Oh, where are you going?
Back to Maryland.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Yes.
Well, you can still listen to us. You can still listen to us, though.
I wouldn't even. No, I don't have that technology actually.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay.
No, ma'am. No, I am so. What would you call it? Technology-less.
Technology free.
Technology free or that type of thing.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
But I thought about somebody trying to get somebody to hook it up on my phone.
Yeah.
And, but it's a challenge at work.
Everybody's technology free at work too. Interesting.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what it sounds like you're saying.
Oh well, no, it's just a construction site, so it's a challenge to.
I got you got bigger things to worry about.
What are you doing? Hey, I'm listening to Flow.
What's that?
Oh, okay. You take the hour. It's like, okay.
Well, we got to go, and we'll miss your calls, but when you get back, give us a ring, okay?
I shall. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
All right, that's going to do it.
All right.
We've got some news coming up along with the weather, and I'll be here till 11 o'clock playing some great music. So that sounds like a plan, and we've got one. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Try to stay cool, and we'll be talking at you on Sunday because I got my 3-hour show.
I'll be talking quite a bit, and then I'll take a break on the weekend.
Oh, well, that's good.
But
you got your party this afternoon, right?
I do, yes.
4 to 6. Okay. Everybody take care.
Bye.
WFLO, AM 870, Farmville.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. South Florida still